Hello, Aries risings. Welcome to your monthly zodiac reading for the month of September 2025. There's a lot going on this month. We are stepping into eclipse season. Unless you have prominent mutable placements such as Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, or Gemini, you could feel this energy, but it will not be as impactful for you as it could be for others around you. So just be mindful of that when listening to other astrologers discuss this energy. As always, we will get an overall energy theme for the month. We will pull tarot for each week, pull clarifying cards, discuss the astrological transits, and even get additional oracle guidance. So let's see what Aquarius risings need to know for the month of September. It's time to release that negativity. You guys are very much, your sign is naturally focused on the collective and things like humanitarianism, social justice, along with signs like Libra. So you could be taking on emotions from the collective that maybe aren't yours to carry. Doesn't mean there's not things to be worried or concerned about, or just even sometimes even a little outraged with, but that does not necessarily mean that we want to internalize that and take it on or continue to carry the weight of that. So let's see what the cards have to say. What kind of negativity do you need to release? Here in the first week, the Five of Wands. Here in the second week, the Three of Cups in reverse. Here in the third week, the Queen of Pentacles. Here in the fourth week, Temperance in reverse. Okay, so here in this first week, we've got the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands typically represents that there are could be a feeling of competition, like you need to one-up someone, or that someone around you is always trying to one-up you. Can just be this overall sense of conflict between you and other people, like there are too many chiefs and not enough Indians type of energy. There's just maybe a lot of conflict, a lot of tension that could be around you. Again, like maybe you're trying to consistently having to fight for something. Here in the second week, you've got the Three of Cups in reverse. This can represent the loss of a friendship, feeling a sense of overall unhappiness. And it can even represent like overindulgence in something, whether this is drugs or alcohol. Could be just an overindulgence, almost like a sense of wanting to escape something. But there's definitely something that can impact or is influencing your mood here. Okay. Here in the third week, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, she's very structured. She's a working mother. She has a very good sense of balance when it comes to work and her home life. But most of all, what she does is that she focuses on the priorities of everyone around her. She is that mom or that person, that woman that has a calendar for the entire month. She's got everyone's schedule mapped out. She knows when all the games are. She knows when all the doctor's appointments are. She knows, she's the one that meal plans every week. Like that's how structured and organized she is, because she is the one that keeps the household, the neighborhood, her kingdom, the people who are reliant on her. She is the one that keeps that ship running smoothly, and she does so by being organized, by being practical, by being by focusing on what is truly important and what is actually worth investing in when it comes to each and every person that relies on her. Here in the last week, we've got Temperance in reverse. This can represent that there is an imbalance that's occurring. Maybe that there is a need for more moderation and patience. Just be mindful, again, because we've got two cards here that represent cups overflowing. And both of these cards can represent overindulgence when it comes to things like drugs or alcohol. So just be mindful of that, okay? Not saying that that's you guys, but I'm going to pull cards and then we're going to discuss the astrological transits. I want to try this differently to see if maybe it can help things run a little smoother with the reading, versus maybe feeling like I'm bouncing back and forth through explanations. Well then, the devil, he popped right out, didn't he? Or slid right out. And it almost feels like the negativity that maybe you're taking on, it's not yours. It's not your negativity here with the devil. Like I said, it almost feels like it's the negativity around you, whether that's something that you're taking on through social media or social groups, friendships even, or someone that maybe you're close with, a family member or a relationship. So this feels like a potential conflict or a conflict of interest between you and another person, which can result in the loss. This is probably a relationship that it's a relationship that's been a long time. Like you've known this person for a long time, considering that the 10 of Pentacles is here, but it is in reverse. And so it can feel like you feeling obligated to this person in some way is what's causing the tension. It's almost like it's their negativity or this bond, this tie between the two of you that is creating this tension. And you don't want to be obligated to it anymore. It's like you want to let it go. You're willing to let this, again, friendship, you're willing to let this obligation, you're like, I need to let it go. I want to let it go. But for some reason, I still feel tied to this individual. It could be a sense of codependence even. Sorry, I was just making sure the microphone was still on. But here, this is the week that Saturn is retrograding into Pisces. For you guys, Pisces sits in your second house. This is around material possessions, money, finances, self-worth, and value systems. If you value this person, but they are bringing a lot of negativity into your life, it could be, this is a time for you to really set some boundaries. I need to really set boundaries here, okay? This is also Saturn retrograding into Pisces. Again, Pisces, your second house. The 5 of Wands, again, conflict. This could be conflict within the home, conflict between other family members even. It doesn't quite feel like that. But with this hitting your house of self-worth, it could be that maybe your self-worth is tied to this relationship in some way. It could be a sense of codependence even. I'm really getting the feeling that you feel obligated and bound to this individual or to this kind of connection or relationship. And that's why maybe you're having a hard time releasing that kind of negativity, because for some reason this relationship has a hold on you. Again, it's almost like you feel responsible for it and you feel obligated to it. So you might want to look at things like, how is my self-worth tied into this connection? How is my self-worth tied into this situation, right? When we are looking at finances, if there is a lot of struggle, if you're having to consistently overcome obstacles, the devil could start chirping in your ear, start creating a lot of fear, a lot of shame, a lot of worry, a lot of negativity, which could, create a sense of loss or a worry or concern around lack when it comes to your personal finances. So those are the two things that are coming to mind when it comes to this first week. We also have Virgo, or Mercury, the planet of thoughts, ideas, communication, is moving into the sign of Virgo, which is your 9th house, or excuse me, your 8th house. This is your house of shared resources. Okay? If you are financially tied to another person and you are struggling with maintaining a sense of stability, and maybe you're at odds with how money is being spent, you need to really reevaluate your tie to this person. Are we on the same path? Do we want the same things as we once did? Okay, it's now time to really start reevaluating both of your value systems. Do we share the same values for the present and for the future, so to speak? On the 6th, Uranus is going retrograde within the sign of Gemini. Uranus is an outer planet, so it has a lot to do more with collective change versus personal change. But Uranus is sitting in your 5th house. This is one-off love affairs, self-expression, creativity, drama. And so Uranus going retrograde, you're reevaluating your tie again to this. It feels like a person. It feels like a person, someone that you've known for a long time. You feel obligated to them, you feel bound to them, you feel tied to them. But it's almost like they're one of the instigating factors in this negativity that you feel, in this frustration and this tension that you feel. Okay? Here in the second week, again, the 3 of Cups, loss of a friendship, overindulgence, maybe negative emotions influencing a connection or influencing your own happiness in some way. The 9 of Wands in reverse and the Moon. Okay. This is the week that we experience the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. Again, Pisces for you guys is sitting in your 2nd house. This has to do, again, with money, material possessions, finances, self-worth, and value systems. Do you value this relationship enough to continue to tolerate it? Okay? With the moon here, this is Pisces energy. So the week of the eclipse, whatever your intuition is telling you, whatever you need to let go of, it's all a part of your path. And the 9 of Wands doesn't necessarily mean letting go. It means that like you want to let your guard down, but you're very tired and frustrated and you feel like you want to give up. If you're dealing with someone who struggles with addiction, and then you're like, I'm tired of fighting this with you. I'm tired of fighting this battle. Like, I just want to give up. Okay? Follow your intuition and listen to your dreams the week of the full moon. Something is not what it seems. Okay? If this person claims that they are on a path to sobriety, something is not what they seem. They could not be, they may not necessarily be on the path that they say that they're on. There's a duality to the situation here. Again, this, like, I'm trying to keep it as collective as possible, but this feels very specific. The 3 of Cups, a loss of friendship. Something is influencing a connection. Something is influencing, something negative is influencing the connection. The 9 of Wands in reverse, like you're tired, you're frustrated, and you're ready to give up. You're like, I'm done fighting this battle. I'm ready to give up. If that's the case, this is part of your divinely guided path. You experiencing this situation is meant to occur because maybe you're meant to surrender to the unknown. You're meant to surrender the unknown and you're meant to walk this path, whether that is letting go of the connection or letting them experience the fallout of their own actions. allowing the relationship to end or allowing the friendships to end and not trying to hold on to them so tightly. That could be what, and no longer allowing these connections to impact your sense of self-worth. If your value systems are shifting now that these eclipses in Pisces are happening, it could really be revamping how you see the world, and that what you genuinely value is no longer resonates with the people that you once felt close to. And that can feel very frustrating. It can feel very exhausting, because if we value those connections, it can be hard to let go. Okay? But if that's the case, if you're like, I no longer resonate with these people, or I no longer resonate with this person, then trust your intuition and walk that path towards potentially moving on without them. Here in the third week, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This feels like letting go of people-pleasing tendencies and focusing more on what you value and what's actually important to you. The Queen of Swords, when she's in reverse, she's Libra energy, and she focuses too much on people-pleasing. And then with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, this is about regaining your sense of independence, regaining a sense of stability in your life that is based upon what you value, right? This is the week that we've got Mercury moving into the sign of Libra. Mercury is thoughts, ideas, communication. It's moving into the sign of Libra, which governs the Queen of Swords. When the Queen of Swords is in reverse, she can be very cold with her communication style. So remember, words cut like a knife. Maybe, but sometimes that's necessary. If you need to cut somebody off, that's what the Queen of Swords does. She has her sword. She's like, look, I'm willing to help you. I'm offering my hand of help, but I have boundaries. If you do not respect those boundaries, I will cut you off. And sometimes she can be very cold and calculating when she speaks. So just be mindful of your communication during this week, and recognize that, like, maybe you just need to regain your sense of self. Maybe you need to cut this person off. Like I said here in the beginning, you need to set very strict boundaries with those closest to you. Okay? This is the week that Venus also moves into the sign of Virgo. This card is actually Venus and Virgo energy, but Venus is not very home at Virgo. She's a little too critical. She's a little too particular, and that can make things very uncomfortable for those around her. She's not as open and warm and loving as she would be, say, if she were in Libra, or even if she were in Pisces. So just be mindful of that. You want to make sure that you're still nurturing those around you while maintaining a sense of what it is that you value. You want to structure your day around what you value. You want your long-term goals to be structured around what you value, but also what matters to those that are closest to you. Again, that being said, because I know it can sound contradictory to cutting people off, you can set boundaries. Just because you focus and include the values of others into what it is that you're planning does not mean that if somebody crosses that boundary, that it's done, right? Especially if it's someone here that is consistently pushing your patience and is consistently testing your boundaries. It's time to cut them off if they cannot respect you. Here in the last week, Temperance in reverse, a need for patience and moderation. The Three of Pentacles and the Lovers. This feels like making choices. If you need to go at something alone, whether this is leaving a work environment, leaving a friendship, again with the Three of Cups in reverse, leaving a work environment, leaving a friendship. You need to make the choice that is what is best for you. Okay? Someone could be giving you really bad advice. Okay? Someone could be giving you really bad advice. Someone could maybe even be very gossipy. Like I said, it almost feels like the negativity that you're feeling is from someone else. Someone else is bringing negativity into your life. And it could be a coworker, could be a close relationship, a long-term friendship, whatever the case may be. It might be time to let that go and really focus on doing what is best for you here with the Lovers card. Okay, let's see. Emotional baggage. It's somebody that you're tied to, somebody maybe from your past, or that somebody you've got a really long history with. Somebody you've got a really long history with. Like, their baggage is not yours to carry. That's what this card is about. You're not going to carry everyone else's luggage onto a plane, are you? No. They only allow you one bag, so you better make sure that what's in that bag is yours. This emotional baggage, this sense of obligation that you feel tied to this friendship, this old relationship, this family member, no. That's the emotional baggage that you're feeling. Like I said, the negativity that's in your life, it doesn't feel like it's coming from you. It feels like an influence around you. So this is going to be a friendship. It's going to be a coworker, a family member, whatever the case may be. It is something that has developed over a very long time, something that you have once invested time, energy, and effort into. Okay? But whatever the baggage is, you need to let it go. If it's causing negativity, you need to let it go. Hope is on the horizon. Listen to your intuition with the Moon card. Trust that you letting go. Trust that you no longer fighting for this person, fighting for what you feel like is right with this individual. It's no longer your place, and they're going to have to take responsibility for their own actions. You can no longer try to talk sense into them. You can no longer help them with whatever it is that they feel like they need help carrying. That's no longer your responsibility. When you do that, when you trust when you surrender, when you trust that everything will work out exactly as it's meant to, that will instill a sense of hope for you. Here, connect with nature. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse, like, there's a need for you to get out and connect with nature. You need to regain your sense of connection to yourself and your connection to what it is that you value. What you value could be entirely too influenced maybe on the people around you. Maybe, I don't want to say you're too considerate of those around you, but maybe you want to, like I said, maintain this balance of what it is that you value and what you want and what you do with your time, your energy, your effort, your finances, as well as consider those around you, but don't let the consideration for those around you to outweigh what it is that you want. Okay? Once you kind of shed this skin, if you kind of cut this person off, tell this person, you know what, I'm not going to do this with you anymore. C'est la vie, goodbye, we're done. Reconnect to nature so that you can kind of reground your energy into what it is that you want, okay? But connecting with nature, getting outside is going to be a big deal for you here in this third week, because that's what two of these energies here represent, getting out in nature. And it might be able to help you refocus on what it is that you want to grow long term. Last but not least, jar of dreams. What are you wanting to manifest? What are your dreams? You can be patient with them. You want to be patient with your own dreams, but you also want to make sure that you're making choices that are best for you. Making choices that are in alignment with what you want and with what you need out of life. So it really it feels like the negativity that you're feeling, the negativity that you need to let go of, it does not feel like it's coming from you. It feels like it's coming from some sort of outside influence. Again, whether this is a coworker, a long-term friendship, a partnership, a romantic partnership, a business partnership, a family member, whatever that is, it is time for you to set some really strict boundaries. If not, cut that person off altogether. So I truly hope this helped. I hope you guys have an incredible month, and we will see you next time.